Before reaching Tarascon, I noticed some magnificent scenery, huge yellow rocks, oddly jumbled together, with the most imposing shapes. Magnificent plots of red earth planted with vines, with mountains in the background of the most delicate lilac, and the landscape under the snow with the white peaks against a sky as bright as the snow was, just like the winter landscapes the Japanese did. The train pulled into Arles station at 4:49 p.m. on Monday, the 20th of February, 1888. In literature, the south of France is associated with sunshine and light, and Vincent had gone to Arles expecting to find both. So he was surprised to arrive, as the city was experiencing a rare cold snap. The temperature had remained stubbornly below 0 degrees centigrade all day. Daylight was fading as he made his way through the remains of the old city gate. The Porte de la Cavalerie, passing the cafés that lined both sides of the street, he took the road to the right of the colourful Pichot fountain, completed only a few months before and named after a local writer. Having travelled overnight and most of the day to get to Provence, an exhausted Vincent walked through the doors of the family-run hotel-restaurant Carole at 30 Rue Amédée Pichot around 5:30 p.m. He probably heard about Carel's from someone in Paris as he went directly to the hotel. He took a room, dropped off his bags, and went for a short walk around town to get his bearings. He popped into an antique shop on the same street and talked to its owner about locating Adolphe Monticelli paintings to buy, as he later related to Theo. Monticelli had died 19 months previously in Marseille, and the brothers had plans to invest in his work. At the time, there were 4 antique dealers in the city, but the shop Van Gogh visited was probably Monsieur Berthet's establishment. This was a sprawling emporium which ran over 2 streets and was set back from the newly cobbled Rue Amédée Pichot. Destroyed during the bombing raids in 1944, Carel's was a 2-story building on a main thoroughfare, within the old Cavalerie walls. At street level there was a dining room for hotel guests and a restaurant that was open to the public. The next floor housed the bedrooms, and on the top floor there was a half-covered roof terrace. It was from this terrace in late April that Vincent drew the rooftops looking towards the nearby church of Saint-Julien. Albert Carel was 41 when he first crossed paths with Vincent. He had inherited the hotel restaurant from his father, who had died when he was 5. Within months of the death of his mother when he was 20, Carel married 17-year-old Catherine Garcin. With his sizable inheritance, he had built up a large portfolio of properties and had business links with many of the people whom Vincent would get to know in the city. Like most hotels of the period, Carel's catered to the largely bachelor population of shepherds and the occasional passing tourist. Arles came as a surprise to Van Gogh. Enclosed by medieval city walls that were largely intact, it had an impressive number of ancient buildings, but it was smaller than he had imagined. In 1888, it had a population of around 13,300 people, considerably fewer than has previously been estimated. This revised figure is significant and helps put into perspective the reactions of the townsfolk to Van Gogh as his mental state degenerated. Vincent's first day in Arles was to have a surprising finale. While he was eating his supper in the hotel dining room at around 8 p.m., it began to snow. According to the official weather records, more than 20 centimetres, 8 inches, fell overnight, and snow continued falling into the next day. Inside the city walls, the snowfall was a major event. A local newspaper reported drifts of 40 to 45 centimetres, 16 to 18 inches, with the town seemingly dead, as the snow eerily muffled all noise, with only the sound of children at play. As the report informed the paper's readers, passers-by were being hit by snowballs, and snowmen appeared on the streets. He wrote excitedly to his brother, "There's been a snowfall of at least 60 centimetres all over, and it's still snowing." Heavy snow is rare in Provence, and everything grinds to a halt. I am usually the only person who goes out for a walk, occasionally bumping into